Um, if you are on Zoom and you're a defendant in a case, please know that uh, this is a privilege. This is a privilege for you to be able to be on Zoom. You ought to conduct yourselves as though you are actually in the courtroom with me. I do have a number of people here in the courtroom with me. I have a number of people that are on Zoom. But if you are on Zoom, I need to make sure that you are in a stable position. That if you are driving, that you pull over and so that you're able to properly address the court. If you are at work, you need to find a quiet place to address the court when your name is called. Um, for every defendant that is here, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say can be used against you. You have a right to an attorney to be present this morning to assist you. We do have public defenders that are in court and should be on the line that can assist you if you would like to make application for their services today. We also have solicitors that are present both in the courtroom and on Zoom, that if you would like to get an offer on the case to see if you can resolve it today, we'll be happy to give you the opportunity to speak with those solicitors today. Let's see. Do we have any solicitors, any public defenders that are on the line? Mr. Rathloff, are there going to be public defenders on the Zoom call this morning? Did you hear my question, Mr. Rathloff?
Oh, no, I didn't. I thought you were talking to the Zoom people.
Well, I'm talking to everybody. So
I'm telling everybody else. I assumed that Mr. Gaither was going to be here, but I don't really know.
Okay.
Well, Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting you. I'm here on Zoom, so I'm here helping with any of the clients who need help on Zoom.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Helen. Ms. Helen, would you please let people know if they would like to seek the services of the public defender, how to do that this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm actually about to send a chat listing the attorneys who are online, their email addresses, so that anyone who is seeking the services of the public defender's office can request an application from those attorneys. We'll send you an application. You have to complete all of the questions, then submit that to us. We'll give you a call back to see if you qualify for our services.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Helen. Let's see, if you qualify for the services, if you wish to seek to qualify for the services, go ahead and once it's entered into the chat and begin that process. If you do qualify, the public defender will represent you. If you don't qualify, then I will give you the opportunity to speak with a solicitor so that you can, I'm going to need to have quiet in the courtroom, please. If you want to speak, please step out. If you do not have an attorney and do not qualify for a public defender, I will give you the opportunity to speak with a solicitor this morning to see what their offer is and if you would like to accept the offer. If you do not wish to accept the offer, you have the absolute right to have a bench trial or a jury trial. A bench trial will be before me sometime in the not so distant future, and a jury trial will be conducted with a jury of your peers, and we will set that out further notice, hopefully for February or March of this year. Okay, let me begin with the Orca arraignment calendar. If you are here in the court with me, please stand up and make your announcement. If you are on Zoom, if you will unmute yourself and make your announcement. Position 1, Donald Allison. Donald Allison. Position 2, Mamie Armstrong.
Your Honor, I understand that these are the first time these cases are on a calendar. However, I'm not knowing if they have not received notice, but the state would be asking for bench warrants on these cases.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Riley. Good morning.
Good morning.
As is the practice of my court, if this is the first time that they're on a calendar, we will give them a second opportunity to appear. If they don't appear with the second opportunity, then the bench warrant will be granted. Position 3, Robert Berry. Is Mr. Berry with us? Position 4, Therese Brayboy. Position 5, Taylor Carter.
Here.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Carter. Can you activate your camera for the court?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, are you driving, Mrs. Carter?
Oh, I'm not driving. I'm a passenger.
Okay, can you have your phone, I guess it is, make sure that I can see your, thank you. Ms. Carter, let's see, do you have a private attorney representing you?
No.
Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
I did the application. I was just waiting on them to email me back or call me back.
Okay, so we'll speak with the public defender today to see if they need any additional information from you. We'll be back with you, Ms. Carter. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
No, nobody responded.
Position 6, Amanda Charles.
Thank you.
I'm present, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Charles. Do you have a private attorney representing you?
No, you're my case. Good morning, Judge.
Oh, okay. Good morning, Ms. Helen. This is your case?
It is my case. I have filed an entry in Ms. Charles's case as of yesterday. I am consequently still waiting for the full discovery in this case to give that information to Ms. Charles. However, I have already spoken to Ms. Charles. We would like to, number one, pre-try this case with the state today, but we are still needing that discovery as well. So we just want to do two things, Judge. We want to ask the state for the discovery, and we want to try to pre-try with them this morning.
Okay.
Your Honor, Ms. Helen did reach out to me yesterday. She does have the offer, and I believe I will double check, but discovery is available via Odyssey file, or excuse me, file and serve. So now that she has entered her entry, she should have access.
Okay. So if there's anything further that you all need to talk about, Ms. Helen, I'll allow you to do that this morning, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Great. Ms. Charles, please just hang on the line for us. Position.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Position 7, Robin Davis.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes, Ms. Davis, good morning. Do you have a private attorney representing you?
No, sir, I will need a public defender.
Okay, if you will go ahead and begin making application for a public defender, if you will also put your contact information into the chat so that they can contact you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And good morning, Your Honor. Erica Marshall Story. I am representing this case for the state.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Marshall.
Good
Story.
morning, sir.
Position 8, Tyler Davis. Mr. Davis with us. Position 9, Rebecca De Jesus.
Your Honor, I've spoken briefly with Ms. De Jesus. She reached out and was unable to come in person. I redirected her to Ms. James in the hopes that they could figure out how best to address her concerns, but she did at least make an attempt to reach out to the court.
Yes, sir. She called our office again. She did not qualify on the last calendar. And some new information she had, and she's supposed to be on Zoom, and you were supposed to re-interview her. But she did call our office this week.
Okay, thank you. I've been given a doctor's note for her. Apparently she has some medical issues. I am going to reset her because she has been in contact with the court. She did provide the requested information. We will put her on a status calendar for Thursday, February 2nd.
February 2nd.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, was that the 2nd or the 7th?
It's going to be the 2nd.
2nd, thank you.
Number 2. Okay. Position 10, Samaya Dyer. Yes, stand up for me, Ms. Dyer. Good morning, ma'am. Let's see. Do you have a private attorney? Would you like to make application for the public defender today?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we'll give you that opportunity. Thank you, Ms. Dyer. Somebody will be with you, okay? Thank you. Position 11, Maharon Esnia. Azenia.
Is it Janae?
EZENIA.
Is it Janasia?
The last name is EZENIA. Is that you, ma'am?
No.
Okay, thank you. Position 12, Gracie Hudson.
I'm here.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Hudson.
Good morning.
Do you have a private attorney representing you?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Would you like to make application for the public defender today?
No, Your Honor, I don't think so.
Okay. As such, you'll be proceeding pro se. Would you like to speak with a solicitor regarding the offer in the matter?
Yes, please.
Okay. Who's the solicitor on this matter?
Your Honor, I'm handling this matter. I'm
Okay.
happy to speak with the defendant.
Ms. Hudson, at the conclusion of the calendar call, I will give you the opportunity to speak with Ms. Marshall Story regarding the state's offer for you. If you want to accept that offer, we can move forward. If you do not wish to accept the offer, then you will have the opportunity to either have a bench trial or a jury trial in the very near future, okay?
Okay.
And also, Your Honor, I don't have any other cases past this position. I'm happy to go into a breakout room now just to move your calendar forward if you'd like.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Marshall Story. So, Ms. Hudson, we're going to place you into a breakout room with Ms. Marshall Story at the present time, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Position 13, Denzel Idris.
Here.
Good morning, Mr. Idris. Let's see, do you have a private attorney?
No.
Would you like to make application for a public defender today?
No, sir.
Okay. Would you like to speak with a solicitor regarding the offer in the matter?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll give you that opportunity. Who's handling this for the solicitor's office? Position number 13, Mr. Idris.
Good morning, Your Honor. It looks like Ms. Marshall Story is handling that case. She must have realized it.
Okay. Hang on, Mr. Idris, and when Ms. Marshall Story returns from the breakout room, I'll allow her to go in a breakout room with you, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sorry to interrupt, Your Honor, but Ms. Marshall Story does have until position 16.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Position 14, Sharon Jackson. Position 15, Joshua Jones. Joshua Jones. Position 16, Michael Kodabash.
I said here for Joshua Jones.
Okay, this is Joshua Jones.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. Let's see, do you have a private attorney?
No,
Would you like to make application for the public defender today?
no, sir.
So you would also like to proceed pro se?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you the opportunity to speak with Ms. Marshall Story when she returns. Thank you, sir.
Is this arraignment, right?
Yes, sir. As such, if you would like to accept the offer from the state, we're happy to move forward today. If you do not wish to accept the offer, then you will have the right to either a bench trial or a jury trial.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Please just hold on for us.
Okay.
Again, position 16, Michael Kodabash. Ms. Mahoney, you're next. I'm sorry, I can't. Would you pronounce your first name for me for the court? Have to unmute yourself, Ms. Mahoney.
Janasia.
Okay, good morning, ma'am. Do you have a private attorney representing you on this matter?
No,
Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
no,
Okay. Would you like to speak with the solicitor regarding their offer?
yes.
Okay. Is this?
Your Honor, Ashley Turtle myself is handling Ms. Mahoney's case. I'll be happy to speak to her. If she can provide me with her phone number via chat.
Ms. Mahoney, if you will put your phone number in the chat for the court, we will have the solicitor give you a call, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll be with you.
All right.
Position 18, DeKiz McGee.
I'm here.
Yes, good morning, Mr. McGee. Do you have a private attorney representing you in the matter?
No.
Would you like
Sir.
to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
No, sir. But if I say no right now, I can't make that option later, like once I determine like I need that, because I don't know if I need that.
Okay, well, what I would say to everyone that has requested to represent themselves today, we are providing you the opportunity to seek the assistance of a public defender who is a lawyer and may have more knowledge regarding the law than you do as a lay individual. If you make application and qualify, then they will be able to represent you in the matter. If you make application and do not qualify, then you'd be in the same position that you're in at the present time, and I will give you the opportunity to speak with a solicitor regarding the offer. So I don't see the harm in anyone seeking to see if a lawyer can represent them, especially if it's going to be free of charge and no cost to you. But it is totally up to you whether or not you want to go through that process and you want the advice of a lawyer. Okay, so with that said, and with not just for you, Mr. McGee, but with everyone else, you know, if you do want a public defender, I'm happy to give you that opportunity.
I can try and speak with one if it's free of charge. I don't mind. So I can.
Okay, I think that's a good decision on your part, Mr. McGee. So if you will put your information into the chat, and and go ahead and begin the process that's already in the chat. We'd appreciate it, okay? And this is also yours, Ms. Tortorello.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Marshall Story, since you're back with us, it's my understanding that your cases went through number, what was it, 17?
16, Your Honor.
Number 16.
Your Honor, you are correct. It was 9 through 16. And so I signed off, went into the breakout room, but my apologies. I'm very happy to take care of, I believe I may have missed 12 through 16.
So yes, we have position 12, position 13, who has requested to proceed pro se, and position 15, who has also requested to proceed pro se. Okay, so
yes, I'm happy to talk with them all. So I'll wait until the close of the calendar at this point and then start the Zoom breakouts.
Thank you. Position 19, Keenan McKnight. Is Mr. McKnight with us?
Oh, here.
Good morning, Mr. McKnight. Do you have a private attorney representing you in the matter? Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give you that opportunity. We'll get you the paperwork and someone will be with you, okay? Thank you. Position 20, Madison McWaters.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Ms. McWaters. Do you have a private attorney representing you?
No,
Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
no.
Okay, and this is your case, Ms. Tortorello?
Yes, Your Honor. And the same announcement as before, if Ms. McWaters could please provide me with her phone number via chat, I'll contact her after the calendar is called.
Okay, so Ms. McWaters, if you will put your contact information in the chat for the court, Ms. Tortorello, who is the solicitor, will contact you in turn, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Position 21, Wakethia Moore. Is Ms. Moore with us?
Your Honor, hearing none, the state will be requesting a bench warrant of.
Okay, as it is this court's practice to give defendants two opportunities to appear. If Ms. Moore does not appear at the next calendar, your bench warrant will be granted. Position 22, Marquise Murphy. Yes, good morning, Mr. Murphy. Do you have a private attorney? Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today? Okay, is this your case, Ms. Tortorello?
Yes, Your Honor, I've been in contact with Mr. Murphy, the per se defendant. I believe he has accepted the state's offer. So we may be proceeding with a plea today. He received the plea forms.
Okay, very good. We'll be with you. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Position 23, Justino Nicholas. Mr.
Yes, Your
Nicholas?
Honor.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Nicholas. Is this you on the iPhone?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to activate your camera for the court?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. Thank you, sir. Mr. Nicholas, let's see. Do you have a private attorney representing you in the matter?
No, sir.
Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll give you that opportunity if you will begin that process, Mr. Nicholas, and put your information into the chat for us and begin filling out the paperwork. The court would appreciate it, okay?
Yes, sir.
We'll be back with you, sir. Position 24, Leilani Oaks. Yes, good morning, Ms. Oaks. Do you have a public defender do you have a private attorney? Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender? So it's my understanding that you'll be proceeding pro se. Would you like to speak with the solicitor today?
Yes, Your Honor, we've spoken prior to this court date, and I believe Ms. Oaks is accepting the state's offer. And if so, that this will be a plea.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We'll be with you. Position 25, Isis Pina.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Pina. Let's see, do you have a private attorney representing you?
I do not.
Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay. Again, if you will put your information into the chat for us and begin filling out the application, we'd appreciate it, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Position 26, Dorley Ramirez Suarez.
Good morning, Your Honor. Delia Durrett for the defendant. I originally had a motion to continue for this calendar because I had a conflict, but I got out of court early, so I am present. I will withdraw that motion.
Okay.
Your Honor, we are very close to a resolution. I just have to work out a couple details with the state and finish and go over discovery. I would like to see if this could be reset for 30 days for a status, which will most likely be a plea date.
Okay, if this is going to be a plea and it's been on the calendar before, Mr. Redd, I would like to put this on a final plea calendar, because if you say that you're close to a resolution and don't have a resolution at the next court date, I want to go ahead and put it on a jury or bench trial calendar, okay?
That's fine. This is the first time that it's been on the calendar, however, but
okay,
that is fine.
Your Honor, this is the arraignment calendar. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, but the court again would like to see if, given that the representation has been made that you're close to resolution, I want to push it closer to resolution if you do not by the next calendar have a resolution to the case. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on a final plea calendar. Does February 2nd give you enough time, Ms. Durrett?
Your Honor, I have about 6 or 7 hearings scheduled that morning. If there's an afternoon calendar that day, I would be fine. If not, if we could look at another day.
What about March 2nd?
Okay, let me see here. March 2nd. Oh man, do you have either, I have a conflict that day as well. Do you only do, is there a day of the week that, is there anything in between the February 2nd or in March 2nd that's available?
For this calendar, those are the only 2 dates that we currently have. And they are all 9 o'clock calendars at this point in time. I do not have any calendars that are in the afternoon.
Oh, goodness. March 2nd, I do have a hearing that's going to take the entire morning over in Gwinnett State Court. If there's any other day, I apologize, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, do we have any other dates?
We can put her on for 1:30 on March the 23rd.
March 23rd? Yes, I can do any time that day, so.
Okay. The only problem with putting you on at 1:30 is that if you're our only case, then you're the only case that's on that 1:30 calendar, right? So if that's the case, I'm willing to accommodate. I try my best to accommodate Ms. Durrett. What I would say to you is that if you cannot reach, I'm going to put you on that 1:30 calendar, knowing that We don't have any other cases to my knowledge on that calendar at this point in time. If you cannot reach an agreement, please get in touch with the clerk to let us know that, so that we can take you off that court, so that everyone doesn't have to appear for something that's not going to happen, okay?
Okay, Your Honor, no problem. Will do. And we can appear via Zoom on that calendar as well, or?
Yes, my stipulation with that is if there is a resolution to the case and it's going to be a plea, if you will please have your plea paperwork completed and that the court has it prior to that date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I just gave her one date, but you're giving me another date, Ms. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor, since we do have the Thursday, March 2nd at not the morning calendar, if she can come as close to 12 in the afternoon, we could put her on that calendar instead of reaching her, pushing her out to the 23rd.
I don't want to do that. Let's just leave it. Did I say March 23rd at 1:30? Is that what I said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's just leave it at March 23rd at 1:30. Okay, do you have any further business before the court this morning?
No, Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yes, we'll see you back in March. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. You too.
Thank you. Position 27, Raven Rogers. Raven Rogers. Position 28, Brian Royal. Yes, good morning, Mr. Royal. Let's see, do you have a private attorney? Would you like to seek the assistance of the public defender today? You would like to proceed pro se? All right. Who is handling this for the state?
Good morning, Your Honor. ASG Githiea.
Okay. Let's see, can we get Mr. Royal's contact? Do you have a phone, Mr. Royal? Okay, can we get your we'll get your contact information, and I will have Ms. Githiea give you a call, okay? All right. Thank you, sir. Position 29, Tara Snow.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Yes, Ms. Snow. Do you have a private attorney?
No, sir.
Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, if you will go ahead and put your information in the chat for us, Ms. Snow. And I see that you're in an automobile. Are you going to be somewhere in the very near future that you can fill out paperwork for the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and go ahead and get that done for us, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I apologize, Judge. Did I not hear the announcement? Did she have representation or was she moving forward to just talk to the solicitor?
No, she'd like your assistance, Ms. Helen.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Position 30, Joanne Tannenbaum. Yes, good morning, Ms. Tannenbaum. Do you have a private counsel? Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today? So you'd like to proceed without the advice of a lawyer today? Yes, so what your options are going to be is that if you would like to speak with a solicitor, they will give you their offer if you would like to, and if you want to resolve the case today, then we can move forward. If you do not accept their offer and do not want to resolve the case today, then you're going to have the opportunity to have a bench trial or a jury trial, okay? So would you like the opportunity to speak with the solicitor to get an offer today? Okay, so we'll give you that opportunity.
Your Honor, I have some application I can give people that's in the courtroom.
Okay, well, she doesn't want an application. She wants to proceed pro se.
Sorry.
I will handle that case, your honors.
Okay, so Ms. Tannenbaum, we're gonna get your contact. Do you have a phone on you? We're gonna give you we'll get your contact information and the solicitor will give you a call, okay? You're welcome.
Your Honor, I can talk to her. Ms. Githia, I'm not on the screen this morning, Judge, but I will check the offer. Ms. Githia, is there an offer in Odyssey?
Yes, it is.
I'm talking to her, Judge.
Okay, thank you. And let's see, Ms. McCutcheon, again, good morning. Can you also speak with position 28, Mr. Royal, who is Ms. Githia and who is in court with us today?
Where's Mr. Royal?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. If that's fine with you, Ms. Githia.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. So then I won't have to get their contact information. Position 31, Alexis Usand.
Here, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, ma'am. Do you have a private attorney representing you?
No, Your Honor.
Would you like to seek the assistance of a public defender today?
Yes.
Okay, so if you will also put your information in the chat and begin filling out the paperwork, we'd appreciate it, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Position 32, Mr. Vasquez Castillo. Estefani Vasquez Castillo. Position 33, Frank Walker. Frank Walker. Okay, that completes the Orca arraignment calendar. I want to move on to the Orca B add-on calendar. Mr. Raffoff, I think these are your clients from yesterday. I've not got through all the calendars, sir. I have a number of calendars. So if you haven't heard your name, once I complete all of the calendars, I'll come back. And if I haven't called you by that time, I'll hear from you, okay? I still have a number of calendars that I have to get through. Okay, so if you have not, have you heard you, stand up. Yes, sir. Yes, I have all, this is all the Orca division. I have 3 more calendars that I have to get through. So if you haven't heard your name, what I was saying is that if you don't hear your name by the time I get through all the calendars, then you let me know that you're here and have not heard your name, okay? Okay. All right, thank you, sir. The first case we set from yesterday was Gregory Mason. Were you able to hear from Mr. Mason?
Yes, he's here. There's a probable play. I just need to talk with the solicitor about that, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a plea.
Okay, very good. Which solicitors on this matter? Or could be add-on calendar, Gregory Mason from yesterday.
That's Miss Marshall's story. Is she in a breakout room?
Okay, Miss Marshall Story.
Yes, sir.
Gregory Mason, who is an add-on, who didn't show yesterday, he is here today. I just wanted to let you know that. And if Mr. Raffoff needs to speak with you, I'll allow that.
That's
Okay.
a probable
Yes, of course.
plea.
I'm sorry.
That is a probable plea. We just need to talk about it.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Raffoff has my number. We spoke yesterday, but we can continue a conversation today for sure.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Mason, we'll be with you. Thank you, sir.
I'll get her number.
The second one was Shakita Williams. Have you heard from Ms. Williams?
Shakita Williams? No, Your Honor, we haven't had any contact with her.
Okay, state's request for a bench warrant will be granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, the Orca A status calendar.
Your Honor, before you move forward, I just want to make the court aware the position 14 on the arraignment calendar. Sharon Jackson, he's present. He was late. He flagged me down. Stand up, Ms. Jackson. He's here.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jackson, would you like to make application for the public defender today? You would like to proceed pro se? Okay.
Were you on yesterday?
Which solicitor is handling this matter? Position 14, Mr. Jackson. Ms. Tortorella, I know you, is this Miss Marshall Story's case? Who's position
Yes,
14,
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Jackson?
It is, but I believe, I'm not sure if Ms. Tortorella or Ms. McCutcheon would be handling those that are in the courtroom. I think that was the precedent Ms. McCutcheon was starting.
Okay.
Yes, and I am here, Your Honor, but not sure what is needed at this point, though I'm happy to continue the conversation, but I don't believe I had it yesterday.
Okay, so no, this is from the arraignment calendar from today. He's position number 14. And I believe that he joined us a bit late.
Okay.
So
if he's not represented by counsel, it sounds like Mr. Raffoff is his counsel.
no, Mr. Raffoff, he does not wish, he wishes to proceed pro se this morning.
Okay, we can also go into a breakout room. Just so it is clear, the offers on the loitering and prowling cases are generally the same, but I'm happy to talk with anyone who wants to talk specifically with the solicitor.
Okay, and as Ms. Riley was saying, given that they are here in court with us, it might be more efficient if the solicitors that are here with us in court handle the matters that are here in court if they're pro se and wish to move forward, as long as that's fine with you, Ms. Marshall Story.
Oh, no, of course, sir. That's fine.
Okay, all right. So we'll have someone speak with you, Mr. Jackson. Thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting you. For the people on Zoom, at the end of the call of the calendars, can I just get a call of people who are still looking for public defender services via Zoom, just so I can.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
That's fine, Ms. Helen. I have a list here, so I will go over that list to make sure that we are all in and understand it, okay? So let me see if I can get through the calendars. This is the Orca A status calendar. ACL Salas. SALAS.
Yes, Your Honor. Laura Glass-Hess. I'm representing Mr. Salas, and he is also on the call.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Glass-Hess. What are we going to do with Mr. Salas this morning?
That will be a plea, and we have that all worked out. I don't have the plea paperwork. I didn't receive anything from the solicitor, but I've reviewed all Mr. Salas's rights with him and the terms of the plea, so we'd be ready to go.
Okay, very good. Is this your case, Ms. Tortorella?
Yes, Your Honor. Attorney Glass has been in contact with Deputy Falk. They did, she did provide an offer to her. Now, my understanding is for count 1, it's going to be 12 months of probation. Count 2 will merge into count 3. And then count 3 for the reckless driving is 12 months of probation, $500 fine, concurrent to count 1. But what I would like counsel to, I'm not sure she had the same understanding as I do, but if a count merges, they're still going to be convicted of the charge, but there won't be sentence on it. So just want to make that clear. If she's forward.
No, that's not my understanding, and I checked the DDS on that as well, that a merged count is not a conviction.
Correct.
Michelle?
Yeah, it's always been the state's understanding that unless the state null process a charge, when the charge merges, and I always give the example, say, for instance, ag assault and felony murder. If you're convicted of both of those, or felony murder, malice murder, for example, I know that's a stretch, it's a serious felony. But if you're convicted of both, you're not going to be sentenced to both murders. The felony murder is going to merge by operation of law with the malice murder, but the sentence is vacated. So if a charge is merging, if the state is not dismissing that charge and the defendant is pleading guilty to all the citations or the accusation, they're merging, which means the court vacates the sentence. But it's always been the state's understanding that unless the state dismisses the charge, merging means that it's still a guilty. The court's just not going to sentence. It's still out there unless we dismiss it or the defendant has pleaded guilty to it. Merging, what does merging mean? That means the defendant has pleaded guilty, or is the state null crossing it? Or the defendant's pleading guilty, but the court's vacating the sentence. So that's always been the state's understanding. I'm not certain how the Department of Driver Services handles it, but if we're not null crossing any of the charges, then it's still a guilty to that charge. That's the state's understanding.
I appreciate that, Ms. McCutcheon, but this is the first time ever hearing of that. When this court is merged, this court is not, and there's been no objection from the state to any of the prior cases that I've had with you all, that they have not pled guilty to the case, to the charge that is merged into the other case. So.
Judge, and I refer to the court then. It's just that I heard this Tortorello and I just popped up, Judge, because my impression has always been merger means that both charges are being pleaded to. But if that's regarding these traffic offenses, if that's the way the court has been moving forward, Judge, on behalf of the state, I'm not opposed to that.
Okay.
Perhaps I spoke too swiftly. I apologize. Perhaps what I'm analogizing is something distinct and different from the traffic.
Oh, okay. And I also, that set aside also, whatever the agreement was between Ms. Falk and Ms. Glass Hess, would, and I don't know if you know that, what that agreement was.
It's also Deputy Falk's understanding that that's how merger works, Sean. That's why I wanted to make that clear with people. But I'm gonna write that it's gonna be written the way that's supposed to be mergers, or whatever. However, the operation of law works, Your Honor. I just wanted to make that clear with counsel.
Okay, so what was merging? So I have two charges: exhaust system violation, racing, and reckless driving. What was merging into what? Ms. Glass Hess.
The racing is merging into the reckless.
So
And I
he
can
was
pull up,
he was going to plead guilty, or he is going to plead guilty to the reckless driving and the exhaust system violation.
yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I guess the state's confused, Judge, and I know respectfully, Ms. Falk is not here. We have to honor her plea offer. But I don't understand how the racing and the reckless are different elements, and they're totally distinct. So I don't really understand that merger. But if that's the offer that's been made, but I don't see the racing as a lesser included of the.
Let me do this. Let me allow you all to speak with Ms. Glass Hess. Maybe you can come to an agreement to make this clearer as to what the state wants to do as far as if merger is not something that you're willing or that you're comfortable with, then maybe you're more comfortable with null crossing. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but Ms. Glass Hess, let me let you speak with one of the solicitors this morning and in regards to this matter.
Yeah,
And if you're not, and I understand if you're not satisfied, then I will hold on this case until we can get Ms. Falk back, so that there can be an understanding of what your understanding is.
Your Honor, I'm happy to do that, but I have the email from Ms. Falk that says, I believe that merger will have the same effect since he will only be convicted of reckless driving, not of the racing charge. So that was
Okay.
very clear as well. That's what the statute says, that you can't be convicted of both charges if one is merging into the other. It's a little frustrating because I did go back and forth with Ms. Falk about this to clarify it, and also clarify it with or also forwarded Ms. Falk's emails to the solicitor that's covering currently. I have to be in another court at 11, so I'm trying not to be here all morning, and I was very careful to try to get this resolved.
Ms. Glass Hess, I'm going to let you get this. You will hopefully be out of this court well before 11. Is your next court, is it a Zoom court also, or you have to be there in person?
No, it's Zoom as well.
Okay, I'm going to take you first, Ms. Glass Hess, and give you the opportunity to get whatever information to Ms. McCutcheon in the matter. Have you received that? And have you received the email from Ms. Falk?
Your Honor, I apologize. looking at the email exchange now. I'll stay in my place. I'm looking at the email that Ms. Fox sent to me. I'm reviewing it. At 6:40 a.m. on what date is it? January 11th, which would have been yesterday. The state also, upon reviewing these exchanges on behalf of the state, I had some issue as to this whole doctrine of merger. I think it might be better if this case is reset for this fall, because I will state my place, Your Honor, that when I communicated with my colleague this fall and indicated to her that my understanding of merger and vacating sentence did not indicate that this defendant would only be sentenced or only be found guilty of one. He would be pleading guilty to both. And this fall affirms my understanding of the issue of merger. He is pleading guilty to all the charges, but is only subject to the punishment of the charges for which he is actually sentenced after the charges are merged. And again, Judge, that but I don't have time. It seems that this is an issue that perhaps counsel Ms. Falk to discuss. Ms. Falk seems to have the same understanding that I have. And so at this point, I am not willing to nullify any of the charges. And I don't understand this merger, Judge. And since this is a plea offer made by Ms. Falk, then I would ask respectfully that the case be reset to the 12th return.
Okay, do you have any objection to that, Ms. Glasshouse?
I couldn't understand a lot of what she said. It's too faint. She's asking for it to be reset to a different date, but I didn't hear the different date.
Okay, we have not come up with a different date as of yet. Ms. McCutcheon would like Ms. Falk, when she gets back, to handle this case with you at that time. So do you have any objection at this time to this case being reset for so that Ms. Falk can be present?
No, Your Honor. I would ask that she actually be present this time, because again, this is frustrating to have had this all worked out and have it all in writing and then have this happen, to waste my client's time as well.
No, I understand, Ms. Glasshouse, and it's my understanding that this is not avoidable on behalf of Ms. Falk. So do we know when Ms. Falk is going to be?
Your Honor, to perfect the record, Ms. Falk has a family member who is ill and in the hospital, and she's out of state with her mother. And that is why she's not here, was not here last week or this week. We anticipate she will be back next week, but to be candid, we do not know. It was an emergency family medical leave of absence, and she's currently on that. I will make certain that I talk to Ms. Falk. If the case is reset on a date where Ms. Falk is unavailable, I will speak with her and we will get an understanding as to what is the offer, and then I will be ready to proceed if Ms. Falk is unavailable again.
Okay.
The state is not intending to take up the court's time, Your Honor, or the defendants. This is an emergency that could not be avoided on Ms. Falk's behalf.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Ms. Glasshouse, so can we reset this to February 8th, the final plea calendar? Would that work for you?
Yes, that should work. February 8th. Thank you.
Okay,
Mr. Salas, does that work for you?
Yes, that's fine.
okay. So that's a 9 a.m. calendar. You will get notification of that calendar. Again, I apologize that we weren't able to move it forward this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused to my
Yes,
client?
you all have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Okay, position, we're gonna move on to the Orca A final plea calendar, position 1, John Darnell. I've got that there was a waiver by counsel of arraignment and request for a jury trial. So this will go on to the jury trial calendar. Position 2, Abdoulaye Jallo. Okay, thank you. And this is Mr. Key. Yes, good morning, Mr. Key. Thank you. We'll take that plea as soon as we can.
And Your Honor, going back to position 1, what jury trial calendar will that be?
Say it again.
Will that be in the March jury trial calendar reset, or?
We don't, I don't know. As with yesterday, as soon as we get those calendars established, we'll let the state know and the defendants.
Your Honor, again, I apologize for the interruption. It is my understanding from Ms. James that all cases until the 13th, which is tomorrow, go on the February trial calendar.
Mr. Talley, good morning.
Good morning, sir. That's correct.
Okay, but again, I don't know if do we have a date certain for the February trial calendars?
February the 7th.
February 7th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it's gonna be February, and are those my cases?
The calendar call will be February 7th. Yes, sir. They
With
should
me?
be yours.
Okay, all right, so February 7th. Thank you. Oh. Say it again. I'm gonna try to. Okay, yeah. So you mean with the chief?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, all right, good deal.
We'll take care.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on to the Orca East Status Conference calendar, Thomas Payne. There you go. Good morning, sir.
He requested jury trial.
Okay. February 7th. Okay,
Thank be excused.
No, he was not.
And he's signed. Oh, no, he signed.
okay. Is there anyone in court with me that did not hear their name? Is there anyone on Zoom that did not hear their name? Okay, Miss Helen.
Yes, Judge.
So I'm going to go through what I have as far as those people that are seeking your assistance. I have that you have position number 6. Position number 18 is seeking the public defender. Position number 22. Position 25. Position 29. Position 31. All of those people are on Zoom. In person, seeking the public defender, position number 10, position 19. Okay, those are all the cases that I have that are seeking the public defender today. They should have all that are on Zoom already put their contact information into the chat and should be beginning to fill out the paperwork.
And Your Honor, I also had position 5, Ms. Carter, who stated that she had filled out an application prior to this morning.
Okay, thank you. And position 5, Ms. Helen.
Understood, Judge.
Okay, so those of you that are both here in person and on Zoom, we only have so many attorneys. They can only get to one person at a time, so be patient. Either the solicitor or a public defender will get with you in turn. So just be patient, and we will speak with everyone this morning before you leave. Okay. All right. So, do we have any solicitors that are on Zoom that need to go into that need to go into breakout rooms with people? Ms. Githia, Ms. Riley, Ms. Marshall Story.
Yes, sir. I am prepared. We can start at the beginning of the calendar. I believe position number 9 for me. We can start at the beginning. Mr. Raffoff has already reached out. I asked him to just wait until I could complete hearing what the court and how the court wanted to move forward.
Okay, so these are the ones that I have. Position 9 I have that we've already reset. The ones that I have that are on Zoom, Ms. Marshall Story, that are pro se. And if you all would take these down, I'm still not sure who. I've got position number 12 wants to proceed pro se, position 15, position 17, position 20. Those are the ones that I have on Zoom that wish to proceed pro se.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And of those 12, 15, and 17 are yours, Ms. Marshall Story? Is that right?
I have number 9 and number 16 on the list you just indicated.
I have number 9 as reset to Thursday, February 2nd because of health issues. Mr. Jesus,
Yes, we did talk about that.
okay?
Mhm.
And then the next. Yes, pro se number 13 is Mr. Idris. Okay,
Okay.
so do you want to begin with have you spoken with position 12, Ms. Hudson?
No, I haven't spoken with anyone. Once I realized that moving into the Zoom would mean I would miss the remainder of the calendar call. I know
Okay, so that's fine, that's fine.
yeah.
So let's start with,
I wanted to get back on and I
Let's do-
asked that the position that I did ask for the breakout room for, that she would just hold 1 second and let us continue this conversation, and then I would immediately get back to her.
okay, you're fine, Ms. Marshall Story. Let's begin. So you've got 12, 13, and 15, and do you go to 17 also? No. So you have 15. Ms. Tortorello has 17, I believe.
Your Honor, I apologize. Is position 17 on Zoom or in the courtroom? If he is on Zoom, I will speak with him since Ms. Tortorello is in the courtroom. And she is speaking with our client.
Okay, yes, he's on, all these are on Zoom. So 17 is on Zoom also.
Okay.
Okay, so Ms. Marshall Story, if you'll start with position 12 and then.
I surely will.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Riley, if you will start with position 17. I also have position, who has position 20?
That would also be Ms. Tortorello. So I can, if he's on Zoom, I can speak with him if he's not. in the courtroom.
Very good. So if you can do 17 and 20 for the court that are on Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
You're welcome. Are the Rex in Odyssey?
I've changed some of my offers.
Okay, if you could just email me what you would like me to do, or I can give the offer that I have.
Okay, and Mr. Gaither, if you all can start speaking with the people and have them fill out the applications that are here in court that are seeking your assistance. Do you have a list of those people?
I've already spoken to them, Judge. Positions number 10, Miss Samaya Dyer, she qualifies, I'll represent her. And position 19, Mr. Keenan McKnight, he qualifies, I will represent him as well. I've informed the state, and so I'm just waiting for them to tell me what the offer is so we can have a preliminary discussion.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Gaither.
And Judge, I guess I don't mean to interrupt you. I
No,
apologize.
you're not interrupting. Go ahead, Ms. Allen. I'm
I
trying to
guess
get
there's-
everybody situated.
There's some confusion. Some people are on Zoom, announced that they were pro se, but now they're looking for the public defender. I just want to go back through the calendar and just make sure that I have circled the people who want a public.
Okay, I'll tell you, what I've tried to do is I've tried to make a list of people that are on Zoom and a list of people that are here in person. The people that I have on Zoom, which I have that are seeking a public defender, Ms. Helen, are positions 5, 6, I'm not sure about 7. Ms. Davis, are you on the line?
Yes, sir.
Were you seeking a public defender this morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Davis, position 7, position 18, 22, 25, 29, and 31.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and if you all can, if you can start speaking with those people and let us know a status when you can. Okay.
And all of those individuals that he just announced For the Zoom public defender, I have sent a message in the chat, what you should be doing. So I should have your information, I should have your phone number, I should have your email address. So go ahead and get working on sending me that email so I can contact you. Thank
Marquise Murphy. Did you want to speak before?
Okay, so so let's go ahead and start putting solicitors into breakout rooms with the pro se. And I guess we're gonna start with position 12, Ms. Marshall Story.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can we put Ms. Marshall Story into a breakout room with Gracie Hudson?
Yes, I do believe I've already received the invite.
It's
Okay,
done.
thank you. And can we go ahead and put Ms. Riley into a breakout room with position 17, Ms. Mahoney?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm joining the breakout room. Am I given the okay to leave now?
Of course.
All right, thank you.
Everybody else, if you will just hang on for the court, we'd appreciate it. I'm sorry, Ms. Githier, I don't see that we have anyone. Do we have anyone that we can put you into a breakout room with?
I was gonna ask about position 31. Are they applying for the services of the PD?
Yes, they are.
Oh, okay. I do not have any then.
Okay, so I'll wait and see if any of your cases, if any of the public defenders want to speak with you in turn. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And Judge, I just want to double check. You did say 22, Marquise Murphy's on the Zoom call. He's not in person.
I have 22 as, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Mr. Murphy is in person.
That's what I thought. And so I'll mark him off as far as the Zoom public defender application.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, court will be in recess until there's an update.
I do have two announcements.
Okay, yes, thank you.
8:30 on the arraignment.
Okay,
Mr. Royal. Mr. Royal has indicated that he wants to proceed pro se and he wants to take a plea. He does not want to be on probation. The state's not opposed to the comp fine being paid in stanchion and lieu of probation. However, he indicates he's not prepared to do that today.
okay, so let's see, the reset date. How much is the fine?
$300 plus support costs. Ms. Redden, approximately how much would that be? Support costs he was inquiring. Would be a $300 fine plus support costs, Your Honor.
I want to give him as much of an exact amount as, because I know these
$140. $440, and I told him approximately 400, but I didn't want to quote it. So 440 is what Madam Clerk has said.
Mr. Royal, about how long do you think it's going to take for you to get $440 together? I want to give you as much time as you need, okay?
A couple weeks. I get it in February.
Okay, so February 20,
What would it be if I did 200?
what about March 2nd? Can you get it together by March 2nd?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll reset you to March 2nd.
And if I have it before March 2nd, can I still compare?
Say it again for me.
If I have it before March 2nd, can I compare?
No, because you're gonna have to come back before me and enter into a plea. And once you enter into that plea, we'll send you upstairs to pay the fine. You'll come back down, you'll show Ms. McCutcheon the receipt, and then you'll be good to go.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, so so when you come back, if we can make sure that we have all that paperwork together, so that we can get him in and out as quickly as possible.
Yes, sir. And what was that date?
That's March 2nd.
March 2nd, and I'll tell you, Your Honor, the court, I'll revise my recommendation to the court. The state is willing to recommend a $200 fine to Mr. Royal if he wants to pay in standard. I checked with Madam Clerk, that would be with the court cost, $295.
Can you pay $295 today? Okay. How much can you pay today?
No, I just paid rent today, so I ain't got enough to give right now.
Okay, all right, so,
$295,
thank you.
Mr. Roll. State's recommendation on a plea of guilty to avoiding a problem is $200 fine, plus the court cost that Madam Clerk said would make it $295 total.
Okay, all right, so not the 440, but the 295, okay? All right, so we'll see you back on March 2nd, Mr. Warren. You're welcome. Have a good day, sir.
And okay, Mr. Raffo, this starts position number 30, Ms. Tannenbaum. I spoke to Ms. Tannenbaum, she indicated she wanted to speak with the public defender. Mr. Raffo spoke to her. I believe Mr. Raffo, you have an announcement.
Yes,
Tannenbaum.
we just need to further discussion. I think we're close to the play.
Okay, discussion today?
Pardon?
Discussion today? Further discussion right now? Okay, of course. Okay, does she qualify? She qualifies? Okay,
And I'll just begin with the report. The state is trying to see which defendants are prepared to stay in Stanford so that we can close the case out today.
very good. We appreciate that, Ms. McCutcheon. Okay, all right, so just let me know.
Yeah, Thomas Payne. Or Mr. Payne. I understand there's a bench warrant, maybe a bench warrant in this case. Can we resolve that before he goes? He is here.
Okay.
I don't.
Good, I don't see one on the count. Can we check and see if there's a bench?
Yes, I got it here.
Okay,
He gave it to me.
thank you. Okay. So we will recall the bench warrant in this matter.
Again, I did not realize until it was brought to my attention just now that we had one. I did have a motion. This is the case. I think there was a motion to,
Ms. Smith, you can make a note of that for me.
but I can't even find that now.
Okay.
But we would ask it to be.
It will be recalled since Mr. Payne is.
Again, he's got a court date of February the 7th, 2023, and we're waiting to sign for that. You have it, thank you.
And Your Honor, we would just ask that Mr. Payne make certain he first off updated his address for all future notices throughout all.
You're gonna have him sign for the court number? This is the one you're trying to do. You want to put him on this paper? Oh. Oh. So you're not waiting for signature. Not for one. Okay, that's okay. Okay. You need to wait, you need to sign it out of the form. They left it to bench.
Okay, Ms. Marshall Story, do you have an announcement? You're on mute, Ms. Marshall.
I was on the breakout room and Miss Hudson did not appear. It looks like we may have been kicked out. Can we just try? I was in the process of sending a message to Miss Redden. Can we try it one more time? It looks like she's now back on the Zoom. It
Okay.
said she joined and then it kicked her out. So if we can try that one more time.
Okay, thank you. Can we put Ms. Hudson and Ms. Marshall Story?
Room 1 is still open and Miss Hudson's in room 1 and Miss Marshall Story, you're still available to join room 1.
We can't hear you, Ms. Marshall Story.
What I don't see is the invitation any longer. It normally pops up on the screen, but I'm not able to see that invitation once I left after waiting there for about 5 minutes and she wasn't there and I could not reach her via Zoom. But she does appear to be on now. Thank you. I see it now. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, court will be in recess until there's an announcement.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes, who's speaking?
This is Mr. McGee. So I was told that they would be responding back to you on your public defender application after the name is read. So you're not done reading all names at this time?
I'm not going to do what, Mr. McGee?
You're not quite done reading all the names because they said they would respond back to my application as far as
Yes,
public defender. After you read the-
Mr. McGee, we only have so many public defenders that can speak with people one at a time. So
Right.
we will be with you in turn. So please be patient with us. We will someone will be speaking with you, okay?
Okay. I just want to make sure.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I on the list for the Zoom to speak to the solicitor?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I just want to make sure I stay on.
Yes, everybody is on the list, but again, we only have so many solicitors, so.
Yes, I didn't know my number, so when you said it, I wasn't sure. I just wanted to.
Okay. And let's see, I'll make sure for you.
It was her and Miss Riley. Her and Miss Riley, Judge.
Okay.
After, I guess, Miss Riley is done with her other breakout session.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll be with you.
Your Honor, I have announcements to make on the arraignment calendar.
Okay,
Position number 10, Ms. Samaya Dyer.
okay,
We're going to enter a not guilty plea and waive arraignment. I will file a waiver of arraignment this morning, actually while I'm sitting here. I have my computer. And then we'll just ask that this case be placed on the next available calendar. Allow me an opportunity to file my preliminary motions and get the state's discovery.
all right, so. The February 2nd status conference calendar.
That's perfect.
Okay,
And then Ms. Dyer, I take it that the clerk's office needs her to sign off on some paperwork before she can go. She's present here in court.
okay. I don't know, since she's only gonna be in a status calendar, I don't think that we need any further information from her.
Okay,
Okay,
may she be excused?
yes, we'll see you back on February 2nd, Ms. Dyer.
No, I'll call you. Okay, no, you can go. Yeah, you're free to go. My next announcement, Judge, is position number 19, Keenan McKnight.
Yes,
We're going to enter a not guilty plea waiver of arraignment. I will file the waiver of arraignment this morning. We ask that this case be placed on the next available calendar as well. Give me an opportunity to file discovery motions and get the state's discovery.
okay, it'll be placed on that February 2nd calendar also.
All right. Mr. McKnight, saying, yeah, the clerk's office has all your information and I have your information. You're free to go as well. I'll contact you. That's all the announcements I have at this time, Judge.
Okay. And are you continuing to speak with the people that are in the courtroom, Mr. Gaither?
Yes, who's next?
I have that position number 30.
Okay.
Did Ms. Tannenbaum wanted to speak with someone? I'm not sure if she's.
I gave Ms. Tannenbaum the application she was filling out, and I think she went to speak with one of the solicitors.
Okay,
Miss McCutcheon, did you finish speaking with Ms. Tannenbaum? Okay, Mr. Russell. Okay, gotcha.
okay. So that's all that I have that are in person that sought the assistance.
Okay.
of the public defender.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm
Okay.
here, so I'm going to start those waiver arraignments then.
Quick question, Your Honor. Is Mr. Royal still in the courtroom?
Say the name again, Mr.
Royal, position 28?
No, it was he was reset to March 2nd at 9 a.m.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll be in.
And I
Yes.
apologize, Judge, didn't want to interrupt you. I'm just making an announcement for the individuals who are on Zoom. If you're ready, Judge.
Go ahead.
My first announcement is for a Taylor Carter. I just spoke to Ms. Carter. She does not want the services of the Public Defender's Office. She is looking to talk to a solicitor on her case.
Okay, that's position number 5.
Correct, Judge.
Who is, I believe that might be Miss Marshall's story, so. I will
Position
give her-
5 on the arraignment calendar?
Yes.
Yes, that was Miss Riley.
Okay.
Okay, and I believe Ms. Riley is speaking with someone right now, so. Any other announcements, Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge. Position 6 on the arraignment calendar, Amanda Charles.
Yes.
Judge, we're going to ask for a one-time reset to the next final plea calendar. I do believe we'll have a resolution, but we are asking, I know that the state says the discovery is on that e-file. I haven't located it, so I'm going to still try to locate that and put that in Ms. Charles' hands so we can go over that, Judge, but we just want a one-time reset to I believe, the final plea calendar date.
Okay, that's February 2nd, final plea calendar. Okay. Is Ms. Charles on the line with us?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, I am.
Is there any reason that she can't be excused this morning?
Not for me, Judge.
Okay, I'll see you back on February 2nd, Ms. Charles.
Okay,
And Ms. Charles, I'll follow up with the call.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
And Judge, for my next announcements, I am going in order. I will be contacting Ms. Davis and then contacting Mr. McGee.
Okay,
Position 7, Robin Davis on the arraignment. That's who I'll be contacting next. And then position 18 on the arraignment calendar, DeQuez McGee.
okay. Thank you, Ms. Helen.
Your Honor, state's ready to proceed, state and front council ready to proceed with the plea for position number 2 for a final plea. I'm not ready, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but that is now the.
Okay, so we'll take that for you as soon as we get the paperwork.
Thank you for the time, Your Honor. I have spoken with Ms. Mahoney, and I would be ready to speak with Ms. McWaters. This is ASG Riley.
I'm here for Miss McWaters.
Okay.
He stepped.
Okay.
Greetings. I'm really just looking for a litigation manager. Hello?
Yes, Ms. Marshall Story.
Hi, I was on the phone and we were in negotiations on the matter that I was put into the Zoom call with, but it looks like it just dropped off. We were in the middle of talking and it dropped off.
Okay.
Do you need to be put back in the room, Ms. Hudson? Okay, doing it right now.
Okay, are we ready for Mr. Jallo? Yes, good morning, Mr. Jallo.
Good morning. Good morning.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Mr.
Yes, Your
Torello?
Honor. This is case number 22 CR 007205, State versus Abdoulaye Jallo. The defendant has been charged with no insurance, failure to have a license in person, and driving in circular or zigzag course lane drags. The state will only proceed with count 3, the lane drags charge, Your Honor. The offer is as follows. For count 3, 12 months of probation, a $700 fine, and to stay away from the incident location. And the state will be no crossing the remaining charges. Does counsel stipulate to the facts, venue, and ID of the matter?
We so stipulate on the record, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Key,
Yes,
anything further?
nothing. We just ask the court to accept the recommendation to the council.
Okay. Mr. Jallo, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 007205, you wish to plead guilty to lane drags. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I will accept the plea as negotiated. Are you able to pay the fine today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we'll show you where you need to get the fine paid. If you would get that paid and come back down with the receipt, you will. Oh, okay, great. Well, you don't have to come back down. So once you get the fine paid, you'll be done.
Okay.
All right, thank you all. Anything further?
That's it. Thank you.
All right, y'all have a good day.
And Your Honor, the state will tender a null pros order for the remaining charges.
Leslie.
And Judge, I have another announcement if the court is
Okay.
ready.
Give me 1 second.
Understood.
Okay, Ms. Helen, I'm ready for you.
Yes, Your Honor, for position 7 on the arraignment calendar, Robin Davis. And I believe she's on the Zoom call, Judge.
Okay,
We are asking for a reset to a final plea calendar. I believe that may be what the February the 2nd date. I want to discuss more of this case with Ms. Davis. I also want to reach out to the state to see how we can work this case out from the discovery. But Judge, we're looking for that final reset date to a final plea calendar.
so I take it Ms. Davis qualifies for your services?
She does, Your Honor, and I do have her application.
Okay, so we will reset Ms. Davis for that February 2nd final plea calendar.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I just want to confirm, I believe this is ASG Stories case.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
No, that is incorrect. It is ASG Riley.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Just wanted
welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, and Ms. Helen?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, I'm just, I'll hold for your next announcement. Thank you.
Yes, Judge. I'm actually about to call Mr. DeQuez McGee, the next position for the Zoom, position 18.
Okay,
Your Honor, if I may, I would just like to put the offer on the record for Ms. Davis.
okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
It is 12 months probation, a $200 fine, or 20 hours of community service, attend one victim impact panel, and stay away from the incident location. Probation can terminate upon completion of conditions.
Understood, Judge.
Okay, so we'll hold for your next announcement, Ms. Helen. Ms. Riley, do you need to be placed in the breakout room with anyone else?
Your Honor, I've spoken to both Ms. Mahoney and Ms. McWaters Unseth. They both have their plea paperwork that they are working on signing and getting back to the court.
Okay, so it's gonna be a plea for Ms. McWaters, who's position number 20.
Correct. And Ms. Mahoney, who was position 17.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry to interrupt. As far as the paperwork goes, do I need to sign my legal name as it is now, or the legal name that y'all have from when it happened?
The name that we have.
Okay.
At the time of the incident, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Am I excused to go?
No, ma'am, you're gonna have to take a plea, okay? So
Okay.
once you get that plea paperwork back to Ms. Riley, she'll get it to the court, and then I'll take the plea from you, okay?
Now, Your Honor, I'm not sure which litigation manager it is because it just says Orca arraignment. There is no letter, but I did include both Ms. Redden and Ms. Smith because I see them on the Zoom. But they both need position 17 and 20, need the probation form and the waiver of counsel form emailed to them. I do not have those forms.
Okay, and that's gonna be Ms. Smith on the arraignment calendar, Ms. Riley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And Judge, I apologize. Is Mr. DeQuez McGee still on the Zoom call?
Yes, I'm present.
Hi, Mr. McGee. Were you announcing pro se or were you still looking to speak to the public defender?
I'm going to speak with the public defenders to see if they can assist me with my case.
Okay, so can you, I'm answering, but there's no phone call. It may be because you're on the Zoom call with your phone. So you'll probably have to get off and I'll call you, okay? Thank you.
Okay, so if I get off, Judge, that won't be an issue, correct?
No, as long as you're fine, Mr. McGee. Once you get off and speak with Ms. Helen, jump back on, okay?
All right, sure will. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Helen, you can start making that.
I'm sorry, say it again?
I was telling her she can make the phone call. I'm about to get off.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And Your Honor, while we're on a break, is Mr. Tally still in the courtroom with you all?
No, he's not.
Okay.
And did you get that announcement? I don't know if, when he was here, he said that my jury trials, would be on the 7th, but I got a text back from him. Actually, my jury trials will be February 21st. So I guess that encompasses all these cases.
I'll just send him an email because they have it broken down by you and Judge Law, which cases, and I was just wondering, since we only have one courtroom, how that was going to work. So maybe Judge Law is the 7th and the 14th, and you are the 21st. I'm not sure.
I think that's the way it's going to work, Ms. Riley, to the best of my understanding.
Okay, thank you.
Not that it's a correct understanding, it's just my best understanding. Okay.
Yes, we're all trying to navigate this. So I will send an email to Mr. Tally since he seems to know more so the logistics.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see, is Ms. Carter on the line?
Yes.
Ms. Carter, I'm trying to get an understanding. Did you want to speak with the public defender, or did you want to speak with the solicitor this
I would
morning?
like to speak to a solicitor due to the fact that a month ago I emailed the public defender and I haven't got a reach out due to, and now I'm in court and they're not here to speak on my behalf. So I would like to speak to a solicitor.
Okay, this is position number 5. Ms. Riley, I believe this is your case?
Yes, Your Honor, this is my case.
Okay, would you mind speaking with Ms. Carter regarding this matter?
No, I don't mind. However, I hope Ms. Carter understands that as the state, I'm the one prosecuting the case. I cannot give you any legal advice. I can only give you the state's recommendation.
And Ms. Carter, we're still happy to have you speak with a public defender this morning, if you would like.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, I would like to speak to the solicitor.
Okay, so I'm going to put you into a breakout room with Ms. Riley. So if we can put Ms. Riley and Ms. Carter into a breakout room, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Still an announcement, Ms. Marshall-Story?
Your Honor, I've sent a message to Ms. McCutcheon. I don't have an announcement as of yet, but I can move forward. If we can all just sit tight for a second. I can move forward with the next matter, and we can revisit this one once Ms. McCutcheon has had an opportunity to review my message to her.
Okay, that's fine. So I think the next one on your list, Ms. Marshall-Story, is position 13, Mr. Denzel Idris. Mr. Idris, are you with us? Okay. You're gonna have to get to a steady place for us, Mr. Idris.
Yes, thank you. Please, Mr. Idris needs to be still so we can have a proper conversation.
Okay, so if we can go ahead and put
Into a breakout room.
Yes, put Mr. Idris and Ms. Marshall-Story into a breakout room, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I apologize, Judge. Did he just step away?
Say it again?
I apologize,
you
Judge.
may-
I do have a question. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, Ms. Ellen.
I'm looking at the calendar and this, because I'm talking to Mr. McGee now, and I just wanted to see if I could ask you maybe a little bit what's going on here. It's this drag racing incident, and there's a group of people who are all arrested together. I don't know if it's a conflict, because I've already spoken to Ms. Davis. She already is approved for her office. Mr. McGee is also a part of that same incident of people being arrested. Is it a conflict if I represent him too, or does he need a conflict attorney?
I think that these are all separate incidents. I mean,
They're April 11, 2021.
Only
Yes,
if
Your
they
Honor,
start pointing the finger at each other. But really, it's only.
It's a-
Only if the two co-defendants start pointing the finger at each other, that's when there's a conflict.
Okay, so you're, so Mr. Gates is saying no.
And I just wanted to make sure, because I'm literally just talking to Mr. McGee. The incident date is April 11th.
All of these are drag racing.
There may be a conflict if, what I'm noticing, Judge, just so you know, it appears that the passengers are being charged with the drivers.
Yes.
So now there would be a conflict
Yes.
if the public defender's office represented the driver and then turn around and represents the passenger. So that's where the conflict would come in.
Okay, so only if they were passenger and driver.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Judge. I just wanted to make that distinction.
Okay, you're fine.
11th, 2021 at 1 a.m. At 3515 Naturally Fresh Boulevard. Mr. Marquise Murphy was placed at a time in a manner not usual for law-abiding individuals under circumstances that warranted a justifiable and reasonable alarm for the safety of persons and property in the vicinity of the area of 3515 Naturally Fresh Boulevard for the purposes of street racing and loitering. Nothing further from the state. And this occurred in Fulton County.
Mr. Murphy, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 006438F, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been given the opportunity to be represented by counsel. You waive your right to counsel.
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
You understand that if you're on probation, that your probation can be affected because of this guilty plea?
Yes.
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, that your status can be affected by this guilty plea?
Yes.
Do you give the plea free and voluntarily of your own free will?
Yes.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Murphy, I will waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you get the fine paid, the probation will terminate, okay?
Okay.
We will give you where you need to report for probation, if you can do that in the next 2 weeks. And once, as I said, once you pay the fine, you'll be done, okay?
All right.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I apologize, Judge. Did you call for me?
No, not as of yet. Yeah, but I did want to tell you, Ms. Helen, that I've asked Mr. Gaither to assist you with positions 31 and 29.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Do you have any other announcements for me?
Well, I'm actually speaking to 25. I think the only people that are waiting to be spoken to are 29 and 31. And I have the application from Ms. Snow. She does qualify. So 29 and 31, I think, are just the last two.
Okay, let's see. Have you spoken to 18? Oh, yes. Yeah, you've spoken to Ms. McGee.
That's correct.
Okay. And I believe, okay, very good. And you say that, have you spoken with Ms. Pina?
Miss,
Position 25?
I'm on the phone right now with Nina. Pina.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Let the court know. I have the paperwork for Madison McWaters, and who's handling? Is Miss Riley handling this? Okay.
Ready with paperwork we're gonna bring on this town.
Okay, thank you. Is Ms. Tenenbaum being represented? Okay, thank you. Ms. Riley? Are we ready on Ms. McWaters?
Yes, Your Honor. I have also emailed paperwork to Ms. Carter. However, she indicated her phone was about to die. So I am not sure if she is coming out of the breakout room and if she's going to be able to take her plea today, but I did send her the plea paperwork along with Ms. Smith.
And that's Ms. Carter?
Yes, Taylor,
Okay.
Carter, position 5.
Okay, and I'm sorry, what did you say regarding Ms. Carter?
She says her phone is dying.
Oh,
She was
okay.
asking to if she was done and if she could leave. I told her she could not, that she has to take her plea today. But I'm not sure if
Okay.
she's coming back. Yes.
All right, so let's see. Can we go ahead with Ms. McWaters at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. McWaters, if you can raise your right hand for me. Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Ms. McWaters, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. The court offered you the assistance of a public defender to see if you wanted to qualify. You indicated that you wish to proceed pro se, meaning without the assistance or advice of counsel. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Riley?
Yes, Your Honor. And is Mr. McWaters stipulating to the factual basis venue regarding this matter?
Why don't we just go ahead and put it on the record, Ms. Riley? If you don't mind.
Just give me a moment to pull it up. Thank you, Your Honor, for the time, Your Honor. The state expects the evidence to show that on April the 11th, 2021, at 1 a.m., officers were monitoring the area of 3515 Naturally Fresh Boulevard in Atlanta, Fulton County, and did observe Ms. McWaters to be in a place and at a time and manner not usual for law-abiding individuals under the circumstances warranted, that justified reasonable alarm for the safety of persons and property in the vicinity, by observing street racing and not having any official business in that area at that time. The state's offer in this case is 12 months probation, a $200 fine, and to stay away from the incident location. Probation is to be suspended upon the payment of the fine.
That's your understanding, Ms. McWaters?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. McWaters, it's my understanding that in accusation 22 CR 006476F, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling, is that correct?
Yes.
Ms. Riley, I'm hesitating because none of the paperwork indicates loitering and prowling.
Yes, Your Honor, count on the plea paperwork,
Right,
count 1 under.
right. I'm talking about at the top. Is that making a difference to the state?
No, Your Honor, it does not normally, we do not normally put the charge at the top. We put it under count 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
If the court wants me to, Your Honor.
No, that's fine. I'm just used to seeing it somewhere.
On the plea and verdict form, the charges are listed, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning, Ms. McWaters?
No, sir.
You understand that you have a right to have an attorney represent you in this matter, and it's my understanding that you wish to proceed pro se. Is that correct? Say it again.
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
You understand that if you're currently on probation, your probation may be revoked because of this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, your immigration status could be affected by this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
We give the plea free and voluntarily with full understanding of the charge against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea as negotiated, Ms. McWaters. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And as soon as you get the fine paid, the probation will terminate, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll put in the chat, Ms. McWaters, where you need to go for probation, okay? So if you will, do we already have that in the chat? So we'll put that in the chat. Ms. Smith, can we put in the chat where she needs, or is it already in the chat where she needs to go? Yes.
That is off of it.
Okay, we'll put that in the chat for you, Ms. McWaters. You have any additional questions, ma'am?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, once you get that, you're free to go. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I just wanted to double check to see if Ms. Snow and Mr. Usand had been spoken to yet. If not, I can go ahead and knock those lists.
I have announcements on both of those. I've already spoken to both of them, Your Honor.
Okay.
So I was spoken to Ms. Tara Snow. There's a feedback. Yeah, I've spoken with Ms. Snow. I will represent her. We're going to waive formal arraignment and our not guilty plea, and we ask that this case be placed on the next status calendar.
Okay. February 2nd at 9 a.m.
That's perfect. Ms. Snow, have you logged back in yet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is Ms. Snow excused, Judge? She's right here on Zoom.
Yes, Ms. Snow, we'll see you back. We'll see you back on February 2nd, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a good day.
I'll call you.
You too. Okay, thank you.
In position 31, Ms. Usand.
Ms. Usand, I've spoken with Ms. Usand. I will represent her. Same announcement, Judge. We're going to waive formal arraignment and our not guilty plea, and ask that it be placed on the February 2nd, 2023 status conference calendar.
Okay, placed on that calendar. Ms. Usand, we will see you back in February, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, have a good day, ma'am.
You as well.
Thank you, Mr. Gates. I appreciate your assistance.
No problem at all.
And Judge, I just have announcements, I believe position 18, McGee, and 25, Pina on the arraignment calendar.
Okay, position 18, Mr. McGee, what's the announcement?
You're looking for that February status calendar, Judge. She does qualify for the services of the Public Defender's Office, and I believe we'll have a resolution by that next status calendar.
Okay, February 2nd at 9 a.m. Mr. McGee, thank you for your patience today. We will see you back in February, okay?
Okay, and then that would be the final calendar date, like everything would kind of be resolved at that day, or how should I?
It is my hopes, Mr. McGee, that Ms. Helen can get your case resolved, and that will be your final date to come before the court, okay?
Okay. Can I say if I go?
Yes, have a good day, sir.
Okay. Miss Helen, is the number that you reached out to me on, that's the best number to contact you?
Yes, sir. I'll give you a call.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Do the same, sir.
On that case, was the defendant provided an offer?
Ms. Helen.
You put the offer on the record.
Um, So for.
Can they speak into the microphone? I can't hear them.
Yeah,
Come on over here. You can use those.
I'm gonna go to the podium. So for Mr. McGee, the state's offering 12 months served 2 days, credit for time served 2 days, balance probated 20 hours of community service to stay away from the incident location, and probation can terminate upon completion.
Okay, thank you.
Understood, Judge. And then the same announcement for position 25, that final court date or final plea date for February, I believe it's the 2nd.
And Ms. Pena
And-
qualifies.
She does qualify, Judge. I do have her application.
Okay, so February 2nd, final plea, 9 a.m. You want to put that offer on the record also? Oh, that's not yours? Okay. I'm not sure whose case. Ms. Pena's case.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Ms. Githia, do you want to put the offer on the record?
What position, Your Honor?
Position 25.
Yes, the offer is 12 months probation, a $200 fine, or 20 hours of community service.
Understood, Judge.
Okay. And Ms. Pena, she's free to go. We'll see you back in February, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Did we, position 17, Ms. Mahoney, what were we, that's gonna be a plea, are we getting that paperwork together?
Yes.
Okay, we'll be with you as soon as we get the paperwork, Ms. Mahoney.
So how do I supposed to like be printing this now or?
Yes, Ms. Mahoney.
Okay. Is there any way I can do it through like Google Drive?
That is outside of my realm of knowledge. I'm not sure how that works. That's why I was asking if you were able to do it today. Your Honor, it may have to be a situation where the plea is taken in person and she come down to take the plea.
I think the defendant means maybe electronic signature. I think Google Drive does allow for electronic signature. So I'm not sure if that's what the defendant is saying.
Yes.
If you have the capability, Ms. Mahoney, to convert it and get it signed that way, then that would be fine with the court.
Okay.
Did Ms. Carter ever show back up? Ms. Carter, are you with us? Ms. Carter's position number 5, it's my understanding that she. Okay, so we're holding on. So I have that we have position 5, then we have Ms. Marshall Story's cases, which are 12, 13, 15. Then we have position 17, which is going to be, we just did Ms. Mahoney's. No, we're waiting for Ms. Mahoney's plea.
Judge, we can discuss position 13 if the court is ready to move forward with Mr. Denzel.
Okay, let me, did we have an announcement on position 12, Ms. Hudson?
No, not as yet, Your Honor.
Okay, and what about position, and now, so now it's Mr. Idris?
Yes, regarding Mr. Denzel, I've had a very in-depth conversation with him without talking about the facts. Mr. Denzel is willing to take the plea, which would be to 12 months probation, a $300 fine, He's opted not to do the community service in lieu of the fine and one victim impact panel. But Mr. Denzel doesn't, well, first of all, is he on the Zoom?
Yes, he's there. He's
Okay,
right
good.
beside.
Okay. But he's not able to print. We've tried to come up with some other alternatives. I'll leave it up to the court's discretion and the defendant's discretion if he's able to print out the paperwork I send and then have another court date, or if he needs to come into court in order to sign the documents. But he
It would be
will
the,
be
it would be
pleading to the loitering and prowling charge with those conditions.
okay, thank you. Mr. Idris, it's my preference that you come down to court, that I reset you and that you come down to court and that we accomplish it that way, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna reset you for February 2nd for a final plea calendar. If you will go through that paperwork that Ms. Marshall Story has given you, if you can get that, if you can get it printed out, go ahead and print it out and go through it. And once you get here, we can take your plea relatively quickly. If you're not able to print it out, we'll give you a copy when you get into court, and we will get it done, okay?
All right.
Now,
Right,
now,
you-
Judge and Mr. Idris, I'm not sure, I may say his name wrong. I believe Idris Denzel or Denzel Idris. But either way, I will need an email address. If you can provide that in the chat. If you're not able to do that, I will just forward the paperwork to the court and it will be prepared and ready for him to sign on February 2nd.
Okay,
All right, I'll put my email.
Okay, and you know how to do that and put that into the chat, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I do believe we have a disposition on number 13, Your Honor.
okay, so you'll get a notice, Mr. Idris, and we will see you in court on February 2nd, okay?
All right.
All right.
And Judge, I apologize for interrupting. Position 23, Justino Nicholas. Was he announced to have been looking for the services of the Public Defender's Office? I didn't have that note. Position 23 on the arraignment calendar. Justino Nicholas.
Mr.
Position-
Nicholas, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
And I don't have, did you request to speak with a solicitor, or did you request a public defender?
Well, I was commenting into the group chat about receiving help.
Okay, you want to speak with a public defender?
Yes.
Okay, can you activate your camera for the court?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Helen, can you speak with him?
Yes, Judge, I'm just looking for his information in the chat.
Okay, we can put you into a breakout room if you like.
Perfect, Judge.
Okay, so can we put Mr. Nicholas and Ms. Helen into a breakout room, please?
And then does that leave the offer, Your Honor, before she breaks out? I just go ahead and give it to her.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Do you want to put it on the record? Thank you, Ms. Tortorella.
That offer is 12 months served 1 day, credit for time served 1 day, balance probated, 20 hours of community service to stay away from the incident location, and probation will terminate upon completion.
Understood.
Okay, so now if we can put Ms. Helen and Mr. Nicholas into a breakout room.
23.
Let's see, Ms. Marshall Story.
Yes, sir.
Have you, I know you've been busy. Have you had the opportunity to speak with Joshua Jones?
No, I just got off the phone with position number 13. I did have some calls that came in. Is this one of Mr. Raffhoff's cases?
No, he's pro se.
Okay, if we can, you can put him into
Okay.
a chat.
Okay,
I
so,
do, I do believe I can provide additional information right now on case number 12.
okay,
I have received information from Deputy McCutcheon, and she is in the courtroom. The offer at this point would be disorderly conduct if that is approved, and a fine. I think it might be best served to put this case over one time for, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I can offer the disorderly conduct and pay the fine. If that is something they are interested in.
Ms. Hudson?
When I say they, I mean the current defendant.
That's Ms. Hudson?
Yes.
Ms. Hudson, did you hear that?
Yes, Your Honor, I heard it.
And what's the fine, Ms. Marshall Story?
A $100 fine.
Okay, is that something you're interested in, Ms. Hudson?
Would I just pay that fine and it would be over with, or?
If you want me to reset the case so that you can take the plea and you have $100, you can pay it here, you'll be done.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend, that I reset you to February 2nd, that you come down to court, we'll take the plea here, you'll pay the fine, and then you'll be done. Does that work with you?
Yes, that'll work.
Okay, so it's February 2nd, 9 a.m., final plea calendar in person. And you'll get notice and of that date and where to come to, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we'll see you back on February 2nd in person in the courtroom.
And also, Ms. Hudson, if you can please put your email in the chat so I can send the paperwork ahead of time. If there are any issues with printing, I'm happy to send that to the court and you can sign everything in court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Which would you like to do?
I could put my email in the chat.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, so once you get that, let's put Mr. Jones and Miss Marshall's Story into a breakout room, please. Ms. Mahoney, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here. It's
Are you still working on that plea paperwork?
yes, it's letting me fill it out now.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure. Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
What about position 14, Ms. Jackson? Oh, Mr. Jackson, has someone spoken with you? No. Okay, we still need, Ms. Tortorella, Mr. Jackson still needs someone to speak with him. He's pro se. Position 14.
Yes, I believe we were waiting to get put into a breakout room.
No, he's here in court.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're waiting to be put into a breakout room with Mr. Jones. So we can put Ms. Marshall Story and Mr. Jones into a breakout room, please.
All right. Receive that. Thank you.
Okay. And the other people that are waiting, have we spoken? Has the
On number 1 on the status conference calendar, Thomas Payne. I have not been able to talk to Ms. Story yet, but it's simple. It's a plea, but we need to convert the community service into a fine. And I've asked for a fine of $200. And
okay,
that's not Mr. Payne.
Right, Mr. Payne.
Greg Mason, I'm sorry.
Okay, who
we took care of? I'm sorry, Gregory Mason. I'm sorry.
Mr. Mason. Okay.
Number 1 on the
Right.
No, you're not. I'm sorry. Still got them confused. The Gregory Mason would like to enter a plea, just that one change.
Okay, has he filled out the plea paperwork?
And this Miss Story case.
It is Miss Marshall Story's case, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Russell, what are we waiting for? Do you need to speak with Ms. Marshall Story?
Yeah, we don't have the paperwork.
Oh, okay,
We need that one change and I haven't been able to.
okay. And what about, is it Ms. Tannenbaum?
She's ready.
Okay, so I'm trying to move people forward, so when they get ready, please let me know.
Number 30.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Davis, with my back to you, mind if I use your mic? Okay, Judge, you already started with it.
Yes, yes. Thank you for your patience, Ms. Tannenbaum. We
Yes, sir.
appreciate it. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court, be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Joni Camille Tannenbaum, charged with loitering and prowling in accusation number 22CR006549F. The state is recommending that she pay a fine in the amount of $200 plus the associated court costs, which the state has been informed should be approximately $295. If the defendant is able to pay the fine in stancher, then the state will not be recommending any probation in this matter. The state would expect the evidence to show had the case proceeded to trial that on the incident date of April 11th, 2021, at the location of 3515 Naturally Fresh Boulevard in Atlanta, Fulton County, the defendant was observed at that location about 1:00 a.m. in the morning under circumstances which caused the officers to suspect that she was loitering for the purpose of observing illegal street racing. She was then charged accordingly in this case. And counsel, do you stipulate to a sufficient factual basis for this misdemeanor plea?
Yes. And if she does have the money, would like to pay today, yes.
Okay. Ms. Tannenbaum, it's my understanding that in case 22CR006549F, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling, is that correct?
Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this
No,
morning?
Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated and you can pay today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll show you where you need to pay and then you'll be done, okay?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, they have a suit here though. He can go. But I don't know. Yeah, so she has to cross over.
Follow exactly those cards. It'll tell you that.
All right, do it right now and you can go with you and have me trouble. Got my number. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm having a little trouble with the bottom part. I'm not quite really understanding how to fill that out.
Okay, I can not assist you with that, Ms. Mahoney. And I don't know what exactly the bottom part means. Which parts are you having questions about?
It's asking for my signature, but I'm clicking it. And it's just not.
So you're not understanding the question.
Yeah.
Okay. That the court can't help you with. I'm sorry, Ms. Mahoney.
Your Honor, it sounds like it's a technical issue. Are you saying Google is not allowing your electronic signature?
No, it's there.
Okay.
It's just, I'm trying to get an understanding of, at the bottom, it says and then it says day of. Right.
So this, which would be today's date, this 12th day of January 2023. Is that what you're referring
Yeah.
to?
Right. Okay.
And Your Honor, Miss Hudson has some questions in the chat regarding paying her $100 fine today, and if she's free to leave, and I'm not sure.
Oh, yes, Ms. Hudson, didn't, let me make sure before I say, didn't we reschedule you to come down?
Yes, Your Honor, February 2nd, but I
Okay.
wasn't sure if I could go ahead and pay it.
No, you can't go ahead and pay it because it won't be in the system. You can get that all accomplished when you come down in February, okay? So
Okay.
we'll take the plea, then we'll show you where you need to go to pay the fine, and then you'll be done, okay?
Okay.
And yes, you, at this point in time, you are free to go.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
Uh,
And Judge, we have an announcement and we are ready to move forward for Mr. Nicholas, position 23 on the arraignment calendar.
Okay, position 23.
And Judge, he does qualify for the public defender
Okay.
office services. We are asking for that status calendar of February the 2nd. I want to enter in my appearance and go over some more information with Mr. Nicholas, but I do believe we'll have a resolution before that February court date, Judge.
Okay, very good. So February 2nd, 9 a.m. final plea calendar.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. That's fine with the court. Mr. Nicholas?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'll see you back on February 2nd, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for your patience. Court appreciates it. Have
No
a good
problem.
day.
You too.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I apologize. I don't know if Miss Robin Davis, position 7 on the arraignment calendar, is still on the Zoom call, but I wanted to make sure she was allowed to be excused if I didn't make an announcement, or I did make an announcement.
Ms. Davis, are you with us? It appears that she is not. We've already rescheduled her case, so.
Okay, Judge, I just wanted to make sure that I made that announcement.
Right, okay, thank you. Okay, is there anyone on the Zoom call who we have not taken care of this morning?
yes, it's just still me.
Say it again?
I say, yes, it's just still me.
Okay, yeah, Ms. Mahoney, I do know that I am working with you. Anyone else besides Ms. Mahoney that has not been taken care of that's on Zoom? And have we taken?
A. Charles. I just want to make sure that that's not my Amanda Charles, position 6 judge. I don't know if I gave you an announcement. I thought I did.
Oh, yes, I was a little unsure, but you did announce that I am free to go, correct?
Okay. Sure.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you. I just wanted to clarify.
Okay, have a good
Thank
day,
you,
ma'am.
Judge.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Ms. Marshall Story? You're,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Raslap, Mr. Raslap, you needed to speak with Ms. Marshall Story?
We're ready to enter a plea on Gregory Mason with that one change.
Well, come on up. Could you speak with her right now so that we can? Okay, so go to a microphone so she can hear you.
Okay. Yes, so Mr. Gregory Mason is in court. He's asking that instead of the community service, he pay a small fine. And we're requesting a $200 fine with the surcharges. I think that's $295. And he accepts the rest of the plea offer.
Okay. And that's for Gregory Mason. And
Right.
what position? I'm sorry, Mr. Russoff.
He's number
Just,
one on the Orca B add-on calendar.
Okay.
no.
Mm,
No,
I was
that's
gonna say, I didn't think I had it.
my mistake. He's
Now, so who are you talking?
you're talking about Gregory Mason.
Right, I have Gregory Mason as number one on the Orca B add-on.
Oh, I've got Thomas. That's why we got confused. Thomas Payne is number one on the status conference. Okay, you were right, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Okay, all right.
Ms. Marshall
All right.
Story?
Gregory Mason on the Orca B add-on.
It's 20 CR 006060E
20 CR
006060E as in easy.
6060E. Okay, Your Honor, if we can address one other case while I look this case up. I do believe,
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Marshall Story.
Mr. Rivers, I'm sorry, Mr. Joshua Jones is wanting to address the court.
Okay,
He's the attorney
Mr. Jones,
for position, I believe it's 16.
Mr. Jones is Joshua Jones is position 15 on the arraignment calendar. Yes, who do we have with Mr. Jones?
Your Honor, good morning, Thomas Thompson. I'm an attorney here in Maryland where Mr. Jones resides. I had been working with him since April of 2021. We did have preliminary discussions with the solicitor, and we would ask Your Honor to move this from the arraignment docket to the regular docket. We believe we can resolve this matter short of a trial. We just need a little time to work that out with the solicitor and come up with a correct resolution for the next trial date.
Okay, so you want
Schedule it for a bench trial at the worst, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you're still working it out, I'm inclined to schedule it for a status conference calendar. My next status conference calendar will be Thursday, February 2nd at 9 a.m. Does that work for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you are able to resolve it, if you can make sure that Mr. Jones has all the paperwork filled out prior to court so that we can move the case swiftly, okay?
Yes, sir. And Your Honor, I apologize for not wearing a tie. I didn't think I would be on camera today.
No worries. Have a good, if nothing further, y'all have a good day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Okay, were we able to address
Yes, Your Honor, after speaking to, Mr. Sharon Jackson, I advised that, under, given his circumstances, he has an open case, another open case, it's another racing case, and he's currently on probation, to my understanding. So.
Okay.
They may affect, so that's why I asked.
So I'm going to give him the opportunity to make application. I'm going to reschedule this case for the February 2nd.
If I could, I don't know if he qualifies, but I don't know how we can take care of this case when he has a pending racing case, he's on probation now, without handling them all together. I mean, he's got a private attorney on the racing case.
Okay, well, can't you see if he qualifies? If he does qualify, you can talk with his other attorney regarding what you all would like to do as a full resolution, maybe?
You haven't filled out the paperwork yet? Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, so have him fill out the paperwork today. I'm gonna reset the case for February 2nd on a status calendar.
And you also add his open racing case to.
It's here and, okay, yeah, we'll put all the cases together. So if you will just give Ms. Smith the that other case number, and we will get them all together.
And I apologize, Judge Morrow, which case are we referring to, which position?
Position 14 on the arraignment calendar.
Thank you. Your Honor, Ms. Mahoney did the paperwork, nothing is signed, Ms. Mahoney.
Okay, so Ms. Mahoney, what I'm gonna have to do for you today, we're having some trouble regarding this. So I'm gonna give you the opportunity to fill out that paperwork and go over it. I'm gonna require you to be down here in person on February 2nd at 9 a.m. so that we can take that plea, okay? And then you won't have to worry about getting that paperwork back. So February 2nd, 9 a.m. in person. You'll get the notice and you'll get where you need to come, okay?
Okay.
All right, I think that's the best way to handle that this morning.
All right.
That's 17. Position 15 did we've done position 15. There was one lady who got position 5. Did Miss Carter come back on the line? I'm gonna reset.
Judge, I apologize. I spoke to Miss Carter, but she denied the services of the public defender's office and told me that she was speaking directly to a solicitor. I believe it's ASG Riley.
Yeah, she fell off the line though, and she has not returned.
Okay.
As such, I'm gonna reset her till February 2nd, the final plea calendar, to give her an opportunity to come back.
Your Honor, if I may, if we could add that she needs to be in person, as she was the young lady as a passenger in the car.
Okay, so it will require that she is in person on February 2nd. Thank you, Ms. Ryan. Okay. Have we taken care? Are we waiting to take care of anybody else in the courtroom?
It's just Mr. Mason here.
This is Mr. Mason.
Am I free to leave?
Yes, Ms. Mahoney. We'll see you in person on February 2nd. Have a good day.
Okay. You too.
And Mr., have you had an opportunity to look at that? Ms. Marshall Story?
You're on mute, Ms. Marshall Story.
I'm filling out the paperwork for Mr. Mason,
Okay.
and forgive my apologies. I did not believe this was one of my matters, but I do see the plea rec, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill out the paperwork.
Okay, thank you. Can we go, Ms. Marshall Story, would you mind if we went over the calendar while you?
Not
complete
at
that?
all.
Okay, because that's the last matter that I believe that's the last matter that we have. And I have a 12 o'clock, so I'm trying to move this along. Let's see.
Oh, thank you.
Are you all, Ms. Smith, can we start with your arraignment calendar.
Give me one moment, just to make
Okay.
sure. Just want to clarify those who didn't hear what my status.
Yeah, they'll be reset to the next status.
Okay, Orca arraignment calendar. Position 1, reset. Status. February 2nd at 9 a.m.
I apologize. I'm sorry. Position 1 was a no-show. Are these going on status calendars or show cause calendars?
I'm sorry, that was let's put them on the show cause calendar if they did not show.
Thank you, Judge Morrow.
Okay. So for position 1, show cause February 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 2, show cause February 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 3, show cause February 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 4, show cause February 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 5, reset final plea February 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 6, reset final plea February 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 7, reset final plea February 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 8, show cause February 2nd at 9 a.m. Position 9, reset status conference February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 10, reset status conference February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 11, show cause February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 12, reset final plea February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 13, reset final plea February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 14, reset status conference February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 15, reset status conference February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 16, show cause February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 17, reset final plea February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 18, reset status conference February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 19, reset February 2nd status conference calendar. Position 20, we took a plea. Position 21, show cause February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 22, plea. Position 23, reset final plea February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 24, plea. Position 25, reset final plea February 2nd, 9 a.m. Reset position 26, reset final plea Thursday, March 23rd at 1:30. Position 27, reset show cause February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 28, reset February 2nd. Was that a show cause or final plea? I'm sorry. Was that a status or final plea for the reset on the 28th? Position 28, February 2nd.
I'm sure he was here before.
Yeah,
And
he's
I let the announce pro se.
Okay, final plea.
yes.
For the record, position 28, reset final plea February 2nd, 9 a.m.
I do apologize. I thought that was March 2nd.
Yes, March 2nd.
For the 28th.
For 28, yeah, March 2nd.
Position 9, reset status conference February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 30, plea. Position 31, reset status conference February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 32, reset show cause February 2nd, 9 a.m. Position 33, show cause February 2nd, 9 a.m.
And just for clarification, with the status and the final pleas, will the notices be for in-person or virtual? Because some people were having issues. So will they be designated? Will it say if it's an in-person or virtual?
Judge Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, if we can designate it in person for the ones that I asked to come back in person, let's put on the calendar that they're supposed to be here in person.
For Orca A add-on calendar, position one, we're waiting on a plea. Correct. And position two, we're gonna, the FTA will remain.
Ms. Smith, quick question. For position 19, what was that announcement on the arraignment calendar?
Reset status conference, February 2nd at 9 a.m.
I thought it was a reset to jury trial, February 7th, no?
I have
This
February
is-
2nd, 9 a.m. status calendar for Mr. McKnight.
Status, okay, sir.
I can't even file an entry yet, because I tried to, but there are no service contacts for the state, so I can't even file anything.
And for position number 23, what was that announcement?
Reset final plea. February 2nd, 9 a.m.
Okay. So the other calendars, have we gotten the plea paperwork, Ms. Marshall Story? You're on mute.
Judge, I'm sorry, I'm filling it out as we speak. About 2 more minutes. Thank you.
Your Honor, if we could just briefly go back, I just want to make sure there's no confusion come February 2nd. For the final plea calendar, can those notices have that those defendants are to appear in person so we can get those pleas taken care of?
That's fine with the court.
Understood.
Thank you.
Okay. And since Ms. Redding is, do you want to go over those?
We have a team in
You want me to? Doesn't matter. The Orca E status calendar, position one is going to be a jury trial. That's February. We're also going to recall that bench warrant. The Orca A status, that's going to be a plea on February 8th at 9 a.m. And that one was with counsel and can be on Zoom. The Orca A final plea, position one, jury trial in February. Apparently that's going to be February
7th,
21st.
21st.
Talking about Jonathan Green?
No, John, but John, no.
And position two, Mr. Love was a plea. Okay, so we are holding on Mr. Mason's case.
Please remember, it goes to the.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, is the Durnell case, is that specially set for trial for February 21st?
Nothing specially set. They're all gonna be on a list and they're all gonna be called and
This is gonna be a separate list on February 21st. Because my understanding is that it's gonna be called in alphabetical order.
Ms. Tortorello, I'm sorry, I cannot answer any of your questions regarding this jury. I apologize. If I tell you something, it might change in the next week. So let me make sure that I get together with everybody so I can give you all accurate information to the best of my knowledge. But if I tell you something, it would be my preference, but not what would actually happen.
Your Honor, I have sent an email to Mr. Talley to get clarification regarding the calendar calls. If there's just going to be one big one on February 7th for all 3 weeks, or if there is going to be a calendar call each week. So hopefully that will help.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
What are we waiting for?
Are we waiting for the plea paperwork on Mr. Mason, Your Honor?
Yes.
Have you received it, Madam Clerk? No.
It's your time. I'll take a place. Yeah. Oh, I was like, I gotta tell.
To make sure I'm clear, what Mr. Raffoff was requesting as a change in the previously negotiated plea is that he does not complete the 40 hours of community service, but is requesting something differently. Currently, the sentence is 12 months probation, family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service, and no further contact with Ms. Mangum.
Talking about Gregory Mason.
Only one we have left.
Pardon?
That's the only one we have left. Yes.
Yes, but I'm
Right,
saying.
but I believe Mr. Raffoff, you mentioned just recently.
Substituting a fine in lieu of the community service, and we're asking for a $200 fine, and with the other costs, it'd be $295, and in lieu of community service. Everything else he agrees to.
Okay, as long as he is completing the family violence intervention program,
Right,
I do
right.
believe that a $300 fine would satisfy this matter. It would be a compromise between the currently negotiated fine and now this one that
$300
you're
fine would
asking.
probably come to $420 with the other cost. You don't have to pay it today.
I got shot recently, so I really can't work.
But you've got 12 months. You don't have to pay it today. Okay? Yes or no? Yes, okay, that's fine. Ms. Story, $300 fine.
All right, I am typing that in, saving it, and about to forward to the court. And am I sending that to litigation manager Bolton, or is that litigation manager Redden?
Smith, please.
I'm sorry?
Essence Smith, please.
Essence Smith. Thank you, Judge.
And on Sharon Jackson, who I think is around number 12 or so, he does not qualify. He's number 14 on the arraignment calendar.
Okay, Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, I'm going to give you the opportunity to see if you can either speak with the attorney that you have already regarding this matter, or for you to hire another a private attorney regarding this. I'm going to reschedule it again until February 2nd to give you the opportunity to do that. And if you can't do that, then please have the attorney make an entry of appearance. If you can't do that by then, come back on February 7th and let me know, and we'll see how to move forward, okay? All right, any questions for me? All right, you're free to go. Have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, I've sent that paperwork over to Ms. Smith.
Thank you.
You're okay with this? You got no choice. Okay.
Okay, I'm putting it out now, okay?
Wish to. So when I pay these, all this.
No. You're not. No, because you still have, they want you on the 12-month probation because of conditions you stay away from. They can't police you.
I'm gonna stay with them. I'll be around. I understand. I'm frustrated too.
The conversation that's taking place at the podium can be heard by everyone. I just want to make that known.
It's okay.
Okay,
We resolved it.
okay.
Both sides. I think the line is on the second page. I tried to get it on one page, so sign it. Enjoy right there. It's not.
Read over these with me. Pleading guilty, right? Okay. Yeah. You've given up all your rights. We went over that, right? That's a jury trial. Yes, sure they. Maximum of 5. Nobody's promised you anything to this play, right? State's recommending 12 months probation, family violence intervention program, $300 fine, and no contact with Bernita Mangum.
That's fine. Yeah, I thought they throw this case out. They called me a year ago about this case.
Okay, we've been over that. They haven't thrown the case out. Okay. They haven't.
It was just.
If you don't want to plea, then we don't have to
I'm
plea.
signing.
Okay.
Just sign.
Righty. But tomorrow will be virtual. Yeah. I won't see you tomorrow, but have a good weekend.
Right.
I think he's.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, Mason. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear from testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, on.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Ms. Marshall Story?
Yes, Your Honor. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Your Honor, the plea negotiation in this case, after defendant did not appear in court yesterday, but did appear today, is on a plea to simple battery family violence, 12 months probation to complete the family violence intervention program, along with a new negotiated fine of $300, no contact with Bernita Mangum. Had this case gone to trial, Your Honor, the state would have been prepared to prove that on June 30th of the year 2020, officers responded to a fight in progress call at 161 Westlake Avenue Northwest. Upon arriving at the call, they spoke with the victim, Bernita Mangum. She stated she was in a verbal altercation with the defendant, Gregory Mason, who is her nephew. Both parties lived at the location. The suspect at the time was not on the scene when the call was made. The victim stated that the altercation did occur outside of the actual residence, but during that altercation, the defendant grabbed the front of his aunt's shirt with both of his hands and threw her body to the ground. The victim stated that after he threw her to the ground, he then left on foot. We believe, based upon conversation with the victim and understanding the nature of the injuries and the nature of the current situation between the two, that this is an appropriate plea in this matter.
Anything further, counsel?
No, Your Honor, we would ask the court to accept the negotiated plea.
Mr. Mason, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 006060E, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, is that correct?
Yeah.
Are you under the
Yes, sir.
influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
It's fair.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Mason. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. Is there any objection from the state to non-reporting once the terms have been completed? Ms. Marshall's story seems to be frozen. Ms. Marshall,
No, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you, Your Honor. What was that?
any objection to non-reporting when the terms have been completed?
Once the terms are completed, because they are of a familial relationship, there is no objection from the state on this going non-reporting. Not that probation ends, but non-reporting.
All right. We'll give you where you need to report to probation. If you can get that report in the next 2 weeks, Mr. Mason, okay?
All right.
All right, good luck to you, sir. That completes the 9 o'clock
Get that today.
calendar.
He needs to fill out his probation paperwork.
I hope that you all have a good rest of your week.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
If I might inquire, Your Honor, is it just the state's opinion